Welcome back. It is 9:20. Pediatricians and psychiatrists declare a national emergency on youth mental health because of COVID-19. Dr. Fauci says the single Johnson & Johnson vaccine should have been a two-shot dose from the start. And when can you line up for your booster, and which one should you get? Joining me to weigh in on this and other issues is Dr. Zich with Northwestern Medicine. Good morning to you, Dr. Zich. A lot to get to this morning. Let's start with those boosters.
Good morning.
The FDA expected to approve booster shots for Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines today, and it could open them up to younger people. So let's go over this. What is this all going to mean?
Well, it's a lot of confusing data again. We have 3 different vaccines. We have several different recommendations for each individual one. Basically, the Pfizer vaccine was approved a few weeks ago for people over 65, as well as people who have high exposure to COVID. Now it looks like Moderna and Johnson & Johnson are going to be approved. Moderna, they're talking about for everybody over the age of 40, and then Johnson & Johnson, they're talking about everybody, period, 2 months after their vaccine. The bottom line is, it looks like most people are going to be able to get their vaccine within the next few weeks, their vaccine booster, and we'll have to stay tuned for the exact specifics.
Yeah, boy, it is confusing, isn't it? So another important consideration, apparently the FDA is expected to allow people, let's confuse it even more, to get a booster from another manufacturer. In other words, a mix and match. So a lot of people are wondering which one to get if you got the Pfizer versus Moderna versus Johnson & Johnson. What do you want people to know about that?
Of course they're wondering. Sure, it's all extremely confusing, and there's no black and white answers. The bottom line is, if you get a booster of the same vaccine that you had, even Johnson & Johnson, you're going to get an excellent response, okay? Now, it looks like if you go from Johnson & Johnson and then get a mRNA vaccine, you're going to boost that a fair amount higher. So that's not an unreasonable thing to do. The thing is that the mRNA vaccines are so good that the additional gain that you're going to get by mixing boosters is not that important. So anybody who gets a booster is going to have significant protection, but whether you mix and match is going to be up to you.
Okay, so I'm listening very carefully to what you're telling me. So let's talk about the people who got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Many of them did so because it was a one and done. Now Dr. Fauci says that probably should have never been the case, that it should have been 2 doses from the beginning. So now we're talking about a mix and match. If I had a Johnson & Johnson vaccine, or let me rephrase this. If you had originally gotten the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, what would you do when it came to getting your booster?
So first of all, I think it's a little unfair to go back and say it should have been a 2-shot vaccine. They were debating that to begin with, but there's a benefit of having a single-dose vaccine, and might have reached a significant amount of population that was saying, I'm not going to do two shots. And that single dose still got you much further ahead than, say, the traditional flu shot did. So I don't think we can go back and say, oh, they made a mistake. But definitely you're going to get a boost if you get a second dose 2 months later. And we knew that before, but made a conscious decision to make it a single dose vaccine to try to reach a different population. Now, I think people who are 2 months out or further can get a second dose Johnson & Johnson, but if you have convenient access to a messenger RNA vaccine, go ahead and get that. You'll get a little bit higher boost than just the Johnson & Johnson.
Okay, so let's talk about the pushback from the police organizations, including right here in Chicago, when it comes to these vaccine mandates. According to a new report by a nonprofit law enforcement group, COVID-19 is the leading cause of death for American law enforcement. What can you tell us about that? Because it's kind of counter to what some of these unions have been saying about how many officers are actually dying from COVID-19.
Once again, we have a lot of mixed information depending on the source that you're looking at. The scientific sources say yes, we are losing a lot of field work healthcare professionals to COVID. Everybody probably knows we lost a 4th firefighter to COVID last week. This is a tragedy. And so we're trying to protect our workforce, we're trying to protect the individuals, we're trying to prevent loss of the family, but also these people who are not vaccinated actually have significant transmissibility. They're very contagious for a couple days before they show symptoms. So these people in their normal line of work might be coming across very sick and vulnerable citizens that they're trying to serve and are putting them at risk. This is why we're targeting this workforce, is because as part of the job, their choice not to be vaccinated could be jeopardizing the citizens in addition to themselves and their families. So we're really hoping that common sense can prevail here and put all politics aside, and they'll make the right choice to get vaccinated.
And finally, let's talk about our children, because psychiatrists and mental health experts are declaring a crisis in our youth when it comes to mental health. They're saying this is a huge problem, a massive problem. What should parents know and do about this, Dr. Zich?
Sylvia, we could spend a lot of time on this topic. It's a very sad topic, and the thing is, we have realized this is a national crisis actually for the last 10 years. COVID hasn't caused this, but what it has done is exacerbated it. There's 140,000 children that have lost a caregiver to COVID in the last year, and then countless number of children that were close to those children that witnessed that. All of this isolation, all of the death, all of the sickness has caused an increase in suicides and depression and emergency visits, but this started long ago. We need resources to help these kids now and also figure out what the root cause of this decline is over the last many years.
Yeah, definitely you need to see money being put into that. Dr. Zich, always we appreciate you joining us this morning. Have a great day. Good to see you. And we'll be right back.